I was ironing my gown when Mom texted me. "Sorry, honey. We can't make it. Your sister's dress fitting ran late." That was the night before graduation. 4 years of part-time jobs, sleepless nights, and eating ramen in the dark, and the one thing I wanted was to see them there. But the stage lights blinded me, and the empty seat burned harder than any spotlight. Nobody showed up. Not Mom, not Dad, not even my sister, who I used to help with her homework while I studied for exams. I smiled anyway. Cameras caught it. A hollow, perfect smile. 3 days later, Mom texted again. "Need $2,100 for your sister's Sweet 16. Please send it today." I sent $1 caption, "Congrats." Then I changed the locks. The house used to be mine. Technically still was. I'd been paying rent while they recovered financially. That's what Mom called their vacations, parties, and shopping sprees. I didn't question it. I thought that's what love looked like. Giving until you were empty. Dad once said, I was the responsible one. Translation, the bank. But that day, something shifted. The quiet kind of anger, the one that doesn't scream, started to hum beneath me skin. They didn't just miss my graduation, they missed me. Years ago, when my sister cried for help with her projects, I stayed up to make them perfect. When Mom's credit card maxed out, I paid it off. When Dad forgot my birthday, I told myself he was busy. But when I looked at my graduation photo, me alone, cap slightly tilted, fake smile in place, I realized I'd been writing myself out of my own family. A week later, the cops came. 2 officers, polite smiles. "Are you name redacted?" "Yes, your parents filed a report. They say you locked them out of their home." "Their home?" That's what they said. I laughed quietly, the kind that sounds more like breathing out disbelief. Issued the deed, the bills, the payment records, my name on everything. The officers exchanged a look. One nodded, "All right, ma'am. Seems clear enough. When they left, I didn't cry." I made coffee black. Then I started writing. Not letters, not essays, plans. First, I stopped paying their bills. Electricity, water, phone plans, all in my name. Transferred them out one by one to their own. Then I closed the joint account Mom had temporarily opened under my credentials. The same one that had quietly been feeding her Sweet 16 plans. I knew how they'd react. The calls would start, then the guilt trips, then the insults. So I let them. But I also knew something they didn't. The inheritance account Grandpa left behind was in my name, too. He didn't trust Dad to manage it. And Dad. He'd already spent years pretending it didn't exist. So I pulled it out, every cent, and moved it quietly, legally. When the party invitations for my sister's Sweet 16 went out, I waited. Waited for Themament, the venue called to say the card had declined. It took exactly 13 minutes after that for Mom to text. "We need toe talk. It's urgent." I met them at the same cafe I used to study in. They came dressed for sympathy. Pastel colors, soft tones, empty eyes. Mom started first. "Sweetheart, we didn't mean to hurt you." "Needed money," I finished. Dad's jaw tightened. "Don't talk to your mother like that." I leaned back, calm. "I'm just repeating your words." Silence. Just the sound of the coffee machine behind me hissing like it knew what was coming. I placed a small envelope on Thedable. Inside a photocopy of the property deed, my name circled in red ink. "You've been living in my house on my bills. That ends today." Mom blinked fast, tears forming like old tricks rehearsed too many times. "We're your family," I smiled. "The same one from graduation day. Exactly. And family shows up. You didn't." I stood up before they could speak again, left them there with the envelope. 2 weeks later, they were gone. Moved out, no forwarding address. The silence in the house was new. Heavy, but peaceful. I repainted the walls, tore down the family photos, kept one, the last one with Grandpa. Sometimes when I walk past the mirror in the hallway, I still see that version of me. Desperate to be loved, desperate to belong. I nod to her, thank her, then keep walking because now I belong to Noon, and that's exactly how I planned it. Last week, Dad called from an unknown number. "You ruined this family," he said. I told him, "No, I just stopped funding the illusion." He hung up. I slept better that night than I had in years. They thought I'd be broken without them. But I learned something that day. Silence is the loudest revenge. They can throw parties, post pictures, fake smiles, but deep down they'll remember when I graduated. Nobody showed up. When they needed McGain, I finally didn't. And when they came knocking, I was already gone.